Hello, my name is Ziddi Msangi. It's a pleasure to speak with you today and share my continuing research about the East African Kanga cloth. This lecture looks at the intersectional space between public and private that Kanga cloth occupy and the specific context that Kanga cloth are bought and sold in Tanzania. This study situates Kanga in the area of visual communication practice. Kanga are cotton fabric wraps screen printed typically in three colors. They measure 100 centimeters by 150 centimeters. They are produced in Tanzania and Kenya for the domestic market as well as imported from India and China. Kanga are worn by women and girls in both public and private settings. This swath of fabric can be bought at market or in stores that sell Kanga. In 2018, the going rate in Dar es Salaam was between $5 and $9 for a pair, depending on quality. Zanzibar and its people, the Swahili, are born from a complex history of the Arab conquest and the trade in slaves that occurred until the late 19th century. Kanga evolved from the white cotton wrap slave women would wear. As they were liberated, they imitated the garments that free women wore by decorating them with similar patterns. Kanga have evolved as a distinct form of visual communication, one which facilitates social interaction. In the traditional hierarchical social structures found in Tanzania, there are prohibitions against women engaging in quote-unquote bad talk, including gossip, speaking out of turn, and shaming. Kanga are sometimes used as a way of circumventing these restrictions. During the fall of 2017, I started to develop an article on Kanga cloth. After I received the edits in my first draft, it was clear that I would need to do additional field research in Tanzania to support some of the claims in the article. I applied for a competitive grant at UMass Dartmouth to get funding to travel to Tanzania and Kenya during the summer of 2018 to fill the gaps in my research. The corpus of this study is based on the life story interviews of 4 women, 3 who sell Kanga in the Mchafukoge market in downtown Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. A case study approach allows for the retention of individual personal voices and the specific contexts that Kanga are used. I was fortunate to find a collaborator, Ms. Francisca Binamungu, a journalist who provided translation, transcription services, and access to spaces I would not usually be able to enter. As a local journalist, Ms. Binamungu was very familiar with the area and provided a bridge to help navigate gender politics when interviewing women sellers at market. The first day, we scoped out a group of women who had a good selection of Kanga and just bought a lot of samples. We told them that we would return the next day to buy some more cloth and talk to them about their collection. It was important to establish trust and make sure that they were profiting from our interactions, that it wasn't just a one-way exchange. The first interview focused on one of my key objectives with this research: to confirm that Swahili women still use Kanga to communicate messages to each other. This Kanga reads, "The love of God is eternal." It wasn't until our interview on the second day that this seller showed us Kanga cloth with more biting messages. I was able to confirm that Kanga were still being worn by some women for the purpose of conveying the biting messages on them as a way of circumventing the prohibition against women engaging in quote-unquote bad talk. This Kanga reads, "My neighbor's chaos won't unsettle me." Rose Ngoa makes the following observation about Swahili culture and the wearing of proverbs in her research. Quote, "The Swahili love proverbs and consider polite speech a prerequisite of competency in Kiswahili. An individual's ability to use tactful speech in strategic situations is a mark of intelligence. Women masterfully take advantage of proverbs and euphemisms as gentle yet powerful means to admonish others while earning respect from peers as competent, intelligent speakers of Kiswahili." End quote. This Kanga reads, "Gossip breaks hearts." In the system of Kanga communication, the relationship between the pattern and the inscription are arbitrary, so it is a highly unstable system. Also, there are a tremendous number of Kanga in the general population, as new designs come out every month. Women read the text and memorize it in association to a certain pattern. So in passing, one may know the message contained on a Kanga without necessarily being able to read the inscription on the Kanga. This Kanga reads, "Don't become a thorn and pierce me." The second conversation focused more on the market for Kanga cloth and the economic climate in Dar es Salaam. A recent government crackdown on corruption at the ports seemed to have a chilling effect on the amount of disposable income in circulation. Determinations on what Kanga to include in the inventory to sell to the mostly female customers is fraught with a host of considerations. When asked about how decisions about the Kanga were made to include in this seller's collection, she said, quote, "First I look at the colors, then I look at the words on the Kanga," end quote. The final and most rewarding part of my trip was the life story interview of my mother, who lives in Nairobi, Kenya. This was an impromptu interview after I inquired about a basket of Kanga outside her room that I found on the last day of my trip. I will return to Kenya during the summer of 2022 to interview my mother's circle of friends, people I've known for a long time and established a relationship with. Their personal collections, accumulated over a lifetime, will provide a unique perspective into this storied cloth.